is a definite starting point, and know that most of the world has. These are things that I'm looking back at that I really wish somebody would have discussed with me. Tim Payne here, just on the East Coast talking to some entrepreneurs, and some of the questions that come up and the things that I teach these individuals. I just wanted to, where do I start from? What is it that makes an entrepreneur successful? How do I take advantage of the things that exist today? And there is a definite starting point, and know that most of the world has. These are things that I'm looking back at that I really wish somebody would have discussed with me. So I want to just take a few moments and discuss some of the most important parts of the start. Know that most people are in a consumer mindset, so they are trained to look at things from the perspective of buying something, consuming, instead of selling it. And really, all you need to do is shift your perception. In another little training, I talked about my uncle smelling shit on a farm, and he said, "Can you smell that?" And I said, "Yes, I smell it." And he goes, "You know what you're smelling? Fertilizer, the most important things." So to be successful in business is a step-by-step process. And it's not a complicated one, but there's no fast, easy, and free way. You need to build the right foundation so that when you get the first sale, you can scale to as large as you want it to be. And not everybody has the same goals. However, there's a systematic approach that you need to start with. And it's not just hoping that you're going to succeed, it's knowing that you're going to succeed. I hope I don't miss. I hope I don't miss as an athlete that's going to miss. So knowing you're going to succeed has a lot to do with how you actually put the plan down. And the most important part of a business plan is the exit. If you do not plan for the exit to begin with, you have no plan whatsoever. And what you are doing is creating a slavery of yourself. You are going to become the worst boss. You're going to become your own employee. You are going to paint yourself into a corner when you don't start with the objective of exiting. So the reason why we're doing this is to buy back all of our time. And as you start to walk the path of an entrepreneur, because it's different than most of the world has been programmed to walk, you will feel resistance. You're going to feel like you want to quit. You'll feel things, family, friends, relatives who have been programmed not to be entrepreneurs, to throw obstacles in your way. So what I want to suggest is this. When you feel resistance on your path to success as an entrepreneur, you know that you're on the right path, because when you feel resistance, you need to dig in and push further instead of letting it stop you. And there's a few tools and ways that you can help yourself in this process. One is, why is it that you want your time back? It's more, and it needs to be greater than money. But when you are setting your goals, you need to set your goals exactly the same way you set a business plan. You set your goals from the exit first, the opposite step of the journey. Your journey starts with the first step and ends with your exit. So you want to set your goals with the exit in mind first. You set your long-term goals first, mid-term, short-term, to your daily goals. And your exit goal should be the place where you get all your time back. How much financial success do you need to have all of your time back? And that's different for everybody. It's a very personal thing. And it's a moving target, which means that whatever your exit goal is, it's quite possible that you're going to reach it way before you thought you would. So it's a moving target. My first exit goal was a few $1,000,000. I figured that's when I would be an elderly person, and I reached it by the time I was 35 and realized, you know what, this wasn't my exit goal. This was just a midterm goal. So you set your goals from the exit all the way down to the first step, the opposite way of the journey. It's the opposite. So when you feel resistance on the path, because you set your goal with light at the end of the tunnel, you can push harder when you feel resistance because you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You understand why you're doing it for greater reasons than money, and you're buying back all of your time, which gives you the motivation to push through those resistance periods. You should also review your goals, not only set them from the exit all the way down to the first step, first, the opposite way of the journey. You should review your goals before you go to bed and the first thing you wake up in the morning, so that you will utilize your sleeping time. Your brain will work while you're asleep on the things you tell it to work with. So if you go to bed thinking about your goals from exit to first step, your brain will tell you what to do when you wake up in the morning. And make sure you, while you're in that twilight zone, you write those kinds of things down. So again, you set your goals to the opposite way of the journey. The last step first, the first step last. You celebrate every step of the way, and when you feel resistance, know that it's a green light that you dig in and push further. These are all things that help you mentally. Because faith is the moving cause of all action, which means you need to believe you'll be successful before you will be. So you're the only person who actually holds the key to any success in your life. So utilize your faith, your belief, and you will become the testimonial. Tim Payne out.